Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and it's Tuesday night, which can only mean one thing. Scream, the MTV TV series, just got done watching it, unfortunately. Season 2, Episode 7, entitled Let the Right One In. Which I know when they announced that this season would be using classic horror titles as the name of their episodes. When I think of classic, I've never seen Let the Right One In, I will admit that. But in looking at the reviews for it, it's got great reviews. I'm sure it's a good movie. But it came out in 2008. Is that considered classic? Anyways, this episode, at the very beginning, the cops come to Emma's house, partly because of what Karen said to them about Emma and the stuff with her father and Piper and her computer, so they want to look at her computer. She was very hesitant to do it. And man, oh man, the acting with Emma and her mom talking to the cops, both of them are just so fucking bad. And I can't help but sit back and watch all of this and think, these are our main characters, and I can't buy them being upset. I can't ever buy them being afraid or worried or being put in a situation where they're emotional. It's just so one note from both of them. The both of them. Then we see Emma going to Karen and being pissed at him and saying, how could you do this, blah, blah, blah. Again, I agree with her. That was fucked up what Karen did. Sure, he said he was trying to protect her. Bullshit, bullshit. I'd rather you be mad at me and alive than die. And I'm like, okay, dude. But all of that, I agree with Emma. But again, her acting is so fucking shitty that I could not give a fuck if she's right or not. Because now I just want her to die! Again, I'm not attacking the actress personally, although I guess technically I am. I'm saying she sucks at her job. But this character also sucks. Noah is talking to Audrey, and he says to her, look, I think you should tell Emma. And Audrey says, no, I can't tell her. Wasn't it just last week where Audrey made Noah swear not to tell Emma because she wanted to tell Emma herself? Personally, face-to-face, whatever. She wanted to do it, though. Now this week, no, I'm not going to tell her. It's like I swear these writers think that we forget from week to week what happens. And sometimes I do forget week to week, because really, who's paying attention to the details of the show from week to week? But some things I remember, and that's one of them. Whatever. And then Emma is whining about Karen. She shows up at her job, and who's there? Weirdo75! Because we didn't get Weirdo number 2 this week, thank God. We got Weirdo number 75, aka Karen's cousin. And it's just like, listening to Emma whine and complain and whine some more. And then this Weirdo 75 guy is even a shittier actor than Emma is. The two of them shitty acting with each other is like, where are the good teenage or 20-something-year-old actors that MTV could actually afford to have in one of these episodes? This is atrocious, this acting. It just makes me almost forget how bad the writing is, seeing these two trying to talk to each other. He says something about Karen and being regretful over his father or stepfather, whatever the fuck, and how he died, and they got into an argument, so he feels bad about it. That's why he's overprotective about her. So then, of course, she feels bad about it. But then he proceeds. It's almost like the cousin was defending Karen and why Karen was being such a backstabbing dick to Emma. And then, in the same sentence, he asks Emma out on a date. And she accepts! What the fuck? Emma is our main character, and sure, she's a shitty actress. Sure, she's written poorly. But now you're having her almost openly cheating on her boyfriend with his cousin. And the two of them are flirting with each other. He's playing with her apron, and then look who shows up to the shop but Kieran. And the dramatic music that they played with, on his reaction to seeing them touching each other, and he just had this pissed off fucking look on his face. I howled with laughter when I saw that, because I don't think that they were playing it up as comedy, but it was fucking hilarious. Let's talk a little bit about Noah and Zoe, because they go out on a, quote, date, and they go to a beach or a lake, and she was lying about why she wasn't basically there for season 1. She was away for something, and Noah's like, no, that's not true. She catches her in a lie, and then she starts to tell him about what really happened. I gotta be honest, I zoned out. I didn't really give a fuck about her past and why she was so upset. It was bullshit. Then all of a sudden you cut, and they're in their bathing suits, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? They're making out. Then you see him shopping for condoms, and it's like, okay, so Noah's about to get laid, I guess. That should be fun. And the teacher, Miss Lane, I think her name is, she shows up to Emma's job and is acting really fucking weird with Emma. Like, oh, I just want to help you. Oh, please understand. Forgive me. Oh, I'll be grading my papers. Come visit me at school. It's like, get a fucking life. And then when you see her at school, she's not grading papers. No, she's listening to secret recordings of tapes of conversations she's had with Emma. She has to be the killer. If she's not the killer, then every character on this show is fucking weird. And I know, even Scream had elements of trying to make certain people look suspicious and look like they could be the killer, but not to this degree. Not to this over-the-topness of just, like, everybody. Because now you're running the risk of making everybody on this show not likable and not trustworthy. But the teacher gets a phone call from the killer. As soon as she got the phone call from the killer, I said, ooh, finally we're going to get a character death. Again, she's not a major character, but I'm starving for a character death so bad. And the killer shows up. He has Bronson's hand. And I loved how she kicked the killer and then knocked the thing in front of him. Like, kind of kicked his ass. She ran. She saw Bronson's body bloodied. So the killer, carried him from the hotel, bloodied and beaten up without anybody seeing it. Just dropped him in the hallway of the high school. Like, all of this sounds fucking retarded. And then she's over him, and then the killer shows up and stabs Bronson. So I'm like, wait, you kept him alive for an episode just to then kill him in the very next episode? Like, as such a throwaway thing? This is stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. She's running. She's going up the stairs. The killer finds her, and I will admit, the way how he grabbed her and threw her against the wall, the back of her head, and just over and over again, and then threw her off the stairway, that was pretty awesome. It was. And the blood coming out of her head, I'm like, okay, this bitch is dead. She's dead. Until the janitor is showing up, and the killer flees, and then Audrey and Brooke, they're getting text messages from Bronson, or at least who they think he is. Even Audrey gets a text saying, come to the school alone. So they're kind of worried and wondering what's going on here. But they go in there and they find the teacher, and she's still breathing. So all of this, I was so wanting to get a character death, and she's not even dead. What the fuck? Why is this show so hell-bent on keeping characters alive? On not killing anybody! Unless you jump to next week's episode and maybe she's in the hospital and then the killer shows up at the hospital with nobody seeing them, by the way, and he kills her there. That could happen. Who fucking knows with this show and this writing? And then Zoe, she's with Noah. They're on their computer, and they're being all lovey-dovey, and it's making me sick. And Noah leaves, and she finds Audrey's file, the audio of her basically confessing to her sins, and Zoe then sends it to her own email. Like, Zoe is a bitch. Because anything that we're seeing with her and Noah, any love connection that could be going on there, it could all be fake. And she's using Noah just to get more intel, just to get more information, because who knows what the fuck she has going on, especially because she lied about her past and whatnot. Then Noah's about to get lucky, so who knows? If Zoe's the killer, if Zoe's psychotic, if Zoe's a bitch, at least let Noah get laid. The poor guy. Audrey walks in on them, though. Oops! I did like Audrey's reaction to seeing them, and she was like, oh, but she wouldn't leave. It was so awkward and weird. But that's what they're going for. Let's cut to Weirdo75, Karen's cousin, taking Emma to this abandoned house where the dead bodies are. That can't be a coincidence. That has to be something. This guy was so fucking weird, like when he was luring Emma to the house and she's like, this is weird, dude. And he's like, I know. Ooh, isn't this exciting? Get your mind off of everything. Ooh. It's like, Emma, how about you go the other fucking way? How about that? Be smart for once, Emma. But no, she goes right into the dark fucking house that's no lights. She's in there with him. He goes and kisses her. And her reaction was so just like, oh God, I can't do this. Oh, give me more attention. Like, bitch, get mad. Get pissed off that this guy, this cousin of your boyfriend, kissed you and thought you were so fucking easy. But no, she doesn't get mad at all. She's just like, yeah, just another fucking Friday night. What the fuck? And then a random fire breaks out. So I don't really know who did that or how that happened, but they ran out of there. And you see that Bronson was one of the bodies, the dead bodies that are in there, but he wasn't dead. His eyes open up, he sees the fire, and I guess he's just going to burn to death. So they've kept this poor guy alive long enough just to get stabbed in the school, then get, dragged from the school with no one seeing his bloody body to this house, and then waking up just to burn alive. Okay, that's the one death of this, but it was so convoluted, it was so drawn out, it was so long and nothing of a death. It was stupid. This whole episode was stupid. Every single fucking episode is stupid. I don't think we've had one good episode for this whole series, not alone this whole season. What the fuck? Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this episode? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? As far as predictions go, I don't give a fuck who the killer is. I really don't. But if I had to guess, it's Weirdo75 and it's Weirdo number 2. It's the two of them. Maybe Zoe's involved. Maybe. Who gives a fuck? Let me know your predictions, because why not? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later. Please won't you save my